Well, here's a little update on fj40. Got a lot more progress done on it, as you can tell. Brake lines, clutch line, and a lot of the fuel lines and evap lines are actually all plumbed in and painted. Look a lot nicer. Got most of the wiring harness figured out where it all goes. Just waiting on some wiring harness loom to wrap it all up. Still waiting on the brake master, but once it shows up, all this will get plumbed up and tightened up. Windshield's finally in. Windshield roof part is finally installed and bolted down. Got the dashboard installed. Not dashboard, but all the gauge clusters and half the switches, stereos, and all that stuff. It's coming out very nice. Had to go through, take it apart, clean out the whole inside because it's all dusty, and actually repaint all these little arms and indicators yellow, so now they all match. Got a lot of the rubber pieces installed, the rubber seal in here, little rubber seal in here, the one that goes along inside there. Got the roll cage installed. Came out very nice. Got a lot of the bolts figured out and replaced with the ones that are too ugly looking. Got a lot of the evap system and fuel system figured out, especially for that little section. And as for the tail lights, I was trying to install the new ones. That's the plug they gave us with it. It's the OEM plug. Yeah. Just gonna see if there's a year difference, probably get these swapped out. If not, just swap plugs. It's not too hard, but just seeing if there's a year difference. That's why we got two different plugs. Just gotta assemble all the doors and all the seals and start diving into the rest of the wiring harness, fuel system, and engine bay stuff, and the heater core stuff. Got a lot of the wiring harness actually figured out and plugged in. I don't think the stereo works, that's why we're not even worried about it. This is very self-explanatory, but it took me a while because I couldn't figure out where that pipe went. I had to go through and paint all of it. And kind of reformed it because everything was all bent. Gotta patch up those wires to the shifter sensor. A few other wires gotta get touched up, along with this whole wiring harness just being completely rewrapped. Got TDC all lined up. Everything's good for it when it comes to timing. Still missing the blower motor and box. But overall, it's coming together and it's coming out very nice. Probably next week or the week after, we'll get the glass installed. And a lot of this should be pretty much wrapped up. Get a final tally of what parts are missing. See if the customer wants to order them and finish it the right way, or they just want to take it as is. We are going to make it a runner though. Got to relocate the alternator because it doesn't fit here. Thought it did, but pulleys don't really line up. And the OEM position for that, because the wires for it that actually power it and charge the whole system are right here. So, got to get a bracket that's supposed to go right in here. Alternator is supposed to go up over here, and that's where the smog pump's supposed to go, down there. Got a few other things to wrap up over here. I got to go through and take that off and repaint that. Have a few other spots, a few other pieces. Got to run down to Mark's nuts and bolts and get all the missing hardware. And you can see the options this thing came with. This is what you call a very, very base model. Whatever those codes are, those are the only two options this thing came with. Everything else is blank. And it's actually cool that it even still has this. Well, that's a little update. What's going on? Everything's coming out very nice, very nice, especially for what it is. I'm just having to go OCD on shit to make it all match and look nice. But overall, it's coming out pretty clean. That's a little update on the FJ40. If you'd like to see more, don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a good one.